Hello everybody, my name is Deliviki here with Super. Today we're reading some Creepypasta.
Yeah, this is going to be our Halloween special.
Yep.
We'll also have some gameplay coming soon. Like, for most likely for Halloween too. We're going to do a Halloween special on gameplay.
Yes. So it's not just gonna be Creepypasta reading. So
Yeah, so don't worry, we'll get some gameplay out. So you guys won't be too mad.
so here goes the intro, Super.
This creepypasta, I never read this before. I don't think Steven has read this before. It's called Annie96 is Typing. It's like a chat room type creepypasta.
Yeah. So my character will be Annie96 and you'll be David, Super.
Yep. And there's like two people talking back and forth, so.
Yeah, it got some weird words in here too. Alright.
Alright.
So let's get started. You ready, guys?
Alright.
Okay, I'm so ready. Alright.
Alright.
You asleep?
No. Guess you're not either.
Cat, it's the wind. Sounds like cat fighting. What's your excuse?
Studying.
So that's what they call porn now?
Annie, WTF.
Not denying it? Oh, I can't talk. Sorry. Not denying it. Denying it. Sorry,
Alright,
it's
just
just
get.
funny. It's just funny. Alright, alright.
That's a line, whatever.
Not
I
denying
still
it.
can't believe what Johnny did today.
Alright. Me neither. That boy have issues.
WTF. Oh, wait, that's yours.
Guilty of the wind so loud that doesn't seem normal. Or you could say,
No, no wind over here, just rain.
lucky you. I need my baby to sleep.
Damn right you do.
What you mean? I look. Shit! I think I heard footsteps on the gravel outside.
Get your crazy dad to check it out.
I'm home alone. The farm on the holiday, remember? I told you this. Oh, this is like,
Oh, God. Really? Till when? We should hang out.
they really sound like footsteps, but there's something odd about them. I should look out the window, but my bed is so warm.
Sure. You want to look out the window when you're alone? What if there really is someone there in your garden looking at you?
Not funny, David!
Wow, chill. I'm sure it's nothing.
You're gonna check? Be right back.
2 hours later. There, there's something strange in your neighborhood. Who are you gonna call?
David, there's someone in the garden.
What? Really?
Yes, I can see a man's back.
What's he doing?
He looking for something on his hand and knee in the bushes.
Haha, he must be high. Probably looking for his drugs.
David, this is serious. What should I do?
Nothing. No, nothing?
Oh
He'll
my
probably
god,
go
now
away
he...
by himself.
Over again. Oh my god, now he's digging with his bare hand. He's ruining the garden. Shit, Has turning around.
What does he look like?
David, what the fuck? This isn't funny.
What?
Right. How are you doing that?
What are you talking about?
I can see you in my garden. How are you writing here
I
without
hear you.
touching your phone? Look up. I'm by the window. Can you hear me banging on it?
Annie, now you're scaring me too. I'm definitely not in your garden. That's not me.
Stop playing around. I can see your face, and you are wearing that stupid football jacket you're so proud of.
It must be someone who looks like me. Honestly, Annie, I'm at home. I wouldn't play around like that.
It has to be a friend of your David playing a sick prank. How else he be wearing a jacket?
There are loads of jackets like that. My friends don't look anything like me. You just have me on your mind.
Has digging again. Fucking leave already.
Annie, do you have a gun in your house?
Don't be stupid, David. I couldn't shoot anyone.
You don't have to use it. Just show that you're caring.
Doesn't that jacket have your name on the back? Does that... No.
Yeah, the team all got one with their name on it.
I can see your fucking name.
What?
What the hell is this, David?
Annie, that jacket's in my closet.
Fuck! Has seen me! Why is he smiling like that? Has coming.
Call the cops. Annie? Annie, pick up. I've called the cops. Told them there's a break-in attempt in your place. They said they're on their way, but it'll take about a half an hour. Annie, are you there?
It's in the house. Can't talk. I have to be quiet. Lights off. I'm in the closet with a knife. Hard to type. Shaking too much.
Hang in there, Annie. The police will be there in 20 minutes. Do you know where he is?
It's now he looked. It had when it saw me, David. No person could look like that.
Jesus Christ. Does it know where you are?
No, I grabbed it, the knife, when I saw it running towards the house, and I got in the closet when I heard it breaking in.
Okay, good. You'll be fine. A jungle doesn't have the brains to find someone hiding in the closet. The police will be there soon.
Oh God, it's calling out to me. It doesn't sound like you, David. It voice is too deep. Filling my house, filling the house, filling my head.
What is it saying?
Come out, Annie. I just want to look at you. It keeps repeating that over and over. Have I gone mad, David? Is this what it feels like?
Just 10 more minutes, Annie. Keep it together. You are strong. You will get through this.
It's coming up the stair, but so slowly, in one regular step. Why does it look like you, David? Why you?
I don't know, Annie. Please believe me.
Can you please make it stop? Please make it stop.
I would if I could. I promise you.
It's at the end of the hall. David, I didn't say anything to my parents when they left. I was listening to music. Is that the last time I see them?
Annie?
This has something to do with you, David. Only you can make it stop. Think fast.
I don't know, Annie. God, please.
Please.
It might be because I think of you so much. I think about you all the time.
So stop.
I don't know how.
It's scraping something on the wall. The wall. It's getting closer. Please, David.
I'm trying. I'm trying so hard.
It's slowing down. Try hard. Oh my God. Whatever you're doing is working. It stopped. I can't hear anything.
Really? Don't go out yet. Stay put until the cops get there.
What should I tell them if he's gone?
Everything, Annie. Everything you told me.
I didn't know you felt that way about me, David.
I'm so glad it stopped.
Can you please come over in the morning, David? I really need to see you.
Of course, Annie. I'll be there.
Great. Can't wait.
Annie? Annie, how do I know this is you?
annie96
annie96
went
went
offline.
Wow.
That's that. Hey guys, man, that was a pretty interesting story. That was like it's typing creepypasta, but that kind of gave me really chills. But now,
That was so interesting. That was,
yeah. But not that made
that
David
was
say
so
at the last line,
good.
made David's like, Annie, I know how this.
I'm not even joking. This was actually pretty good. I wish
But
there was like some kind of closure to this stuff. Like
But this story was pretty crazy because David said like at the end,
it's like mysterious because you don't know.
yeah,
You can
'cause-
only tell. Like you can always see
Oh,
what they're
that-
typing.
that
You
actually
can't really tell if it's someone else on the other side.
that really scared me. 'Cause it looked like someone's typing that or something. I don't know. Cause he was
I
like,
think that was the person that was typing it.
yeah.
I think.
So let me
he-
know, you guys in the comment, the first
What?
creepypasta story.
What happened?
What
And tell us
happened.
what do you think happened to
just
her?
in your own suggest what you think or what you think would have happened. Like I'm thinking
I
that
think
it could have been someone, not I don't know. It's
that's so weird.
yeah. Does it
Anyway,
does you guys give goosebump? Cause I'm in the dark reading.
same here.
Alright, so I guess we're gonna go to the next creepypasta.
This one's a good one.
Welcome to our next creepypasta story.
Yeah, it's a really good one, actually. I really
Yeah.
like this story. It's called teeth.jpg.
So I guess
So sit back,
you.
relax.
Yep. So you
Mm.
go. You start the paragraph. Super.
All right. Okay, here we go. I never been too fond of anyone at my local school. They were all a little too rude and boring for me. You see, I grew up in a small area with not many people interested in art like I am. So I had to venture off from home and found myself attending a pretty rural art college. It's sort of like a normal university, except it's full of big-headed people. Now, the only reason why I'm here is because I've always wanted to be an illustrator, a children's book designer of sorts. I'd always taken keen interest in children's media and classic books such as the Arthur series. So when I was sent to live at this college, I was taken back when I realized a lot of the other students here were all fine artists. You know the kind. The ones who like to splatter paint on the canvas and claim it's art. I'm not really big on that sort of thing, but I didn't question it. I settled into a new place pretty quickly. I was sharing a dorm with a few other students. There was myself, a graphics designer named Josh, a film animator called Lily, and then there was one more guy called Daniel. Daniel was one of those fine artists I just described to you. He was a His room was decorated with photographs of distorted women, and he always had a weird music playing to him. It was sort of like trippy 60s music. He also liked to smoke, so his room was always smelled like old ashtray. It was pretty gross, but he was a nice guy enough. He was a nice enough guy, and we all got along well enough. We soon became a tightly packed group of friends. It was when the start of the new term for all of us, and we came back from our home after spending the summer there. We all unpacked our things and started talking about what we had done over the summer.
I went hiking with my stepdad. We went on one of those summer camp, replied Josh. I spent most time with my girlfriend. We watched a few and want to watch some players too. Lily said she spent a lot of time whining about missing her sporty girlfriend, but we were glad they got some time together. I haven't really done much worth mentioning. I did the unusual stuff. I went out to party and went on a trip with my family. Nothing really that special. I was just about to pipe up and speak when I got interrupted. I spent my time at the Disneyland. We heard Daniel say, my father is a doctor of sorts, so he let me come with him. Sometimes explore the hospital. My favorite place to visit was the destination. I got to touch and feel teeth. It was it
Ew.
was clear. It was cool. We all stared at him, a bit confused. Were you even allowed to have a random stranger go into a hospital room, let alone play with equipment? We didn't really care. We knew Daniel was sort of guy. Anyways, he was known for getting in trouble for the snake of his art. That was always his excuse.
We all spent our first couple of days getting to grips with our assignments. We all found out what we had to do. Naturally, I had to study some illustrators and just mimic their styles. Josh spent some money on a new MacBook, to do some more design tests, and Lily had to start playing with the playing about claymation. It was a pretty nice vibe when we all be at our dorms, talking and giving ideas. Well, at least it was nice until Daniel would start insulting us. He'd never been the same since he came back from the summer break. He seemed more cold and distant. We assumed something must have happened to him over the break, so we decided not to press on him. He never told us anything about his project. And in fact, he never even told us what the subject was. It's pretty normal for Daniel to be reserved, but never this much. At nights, he just make himself some dinner and then shut himself in his room, break the music, and not be seen until the next morning. The rest of us would go out places, like bowling or down to a local gig. Daniel used to happily tag along, but not anymore.
Alright. One night, myself and Josh have gone out for a long night. Lily didn't come with us. She said she wanted to see if Daniel was okay since he hadn't been talking to us for a few days now. We could see her point and comply. She had spent the evening knocking his door and trying to get him to speak with her. Just before we left, we saw his door open and Lily stepped inside before it was locked again. Brushing off, we head out. We gone to see a movie, then go out for a few innocent drink. It was fun, but we didn't get home till around 2 o'clock a.m. When we got back, Josh just said goodnight and went straight to bed. I haven't gone to bed yet. I was pretty damn hungry. Drinking always made me hungry, so I raised our fridge and found some cold pizza from the night before. I was going to go back to my room when I realized something I didn't notice before. Daniel was in his room and Lily wasn't in hers.
Due to Daniel's strange new behavior of locking himself in the room until early hours, and Lily never went anywhere without texting us. This was pretty weird. I went over to his door and gave it a knock. And sure enough, the door was just open right up. It wasn't locked or anything. I just assumed he and her had gone out with some of his Ponzi art friends. But it wasn't like Daniel to leave his door open like this. I've always been a nosy son of a bitch. So I stepped inside to see if there were any signs he had gone somewhere. His keys were gone. His jacket was gone too, but he had left his wallet on the desk. Another thing that was odd was that he left his laptop on his bed, and it was still on. The screen had still lit up. Curiosity got the best of me. Perhaps this could be my chance to find out this art project he's been hiding. I mean, Daniel was a fine artist, so it could have been anything. I noticed that he had a USB plugged in, and two files on the screen. One was called Dentist Photos, and the other file was a singular name called teeth.jpg. I clicked on the Dentist Photos file, and there was pictures of people's teeth and plastic models of teeth. It was nothing interesting. I clicked back on the file and decided to check out teeth.jpg.
Oh my god, look at that picture right there.
Oh my god.
That's creepy like a... Oh, I don't want to stare at it. Do I have to look at the face while I read?
I'll read it.
Okay, you can read the next. That's creepy. I don't want to stare at it.
Oh god.
Oh my god. That's gonna make me goosebump because
yeah.
I have a red light behind me. And
the image would be forever burned into my brain. It startled me so bad I slammed the laptop shut, shaking as I sat back. I wasn't sure if I wanted to lift up the screen again, but I knew I had to, or Daniel would knew someone touched his laptop. I lifted the screen again, stared at the image for a brief moment before clicking away from it nervously. I then made a decision. I needed to show this to Josh and Lily in the morning. This was seriously messed up. I mean, I knew Daniel was an artistic kind of guy, but this was just insane. I quickly bolted it back to my own room and scouted for my USB drive. I eventually found it and darted back to Daniel's laptop where I could copy the image onto my USB. I stared at the image for a little while longer. I was trying to dismiss the photo as a mere photo manipulation, but there was just something so wrong about it. Perhaps it was the black soulless eyes, or disturbing way, or the fact that whoever or whatever this creature was, it was pulling his mouth in such a weird and disturbing way. It almost looked forced. Look, whoever this creature was forced to pose this way. I shook it off of my mirror as a mirror thought and fixed it up in the laptop so it didn't look like it was tampered before I went back to my own room. Soon enough, I heard the front door open, sounds of the footsteps, then Daniel's door locking. Daniel was back home, but there was no signs of Lily.
Oh my god, I just covered my face the whole entire Alright, enough of that face, okay. The next morning, I waited until Daniel had gone out for his lecture, and since it was Friday, Josh and I had the morning off. I decided now would be a good time to show Josh the image I asked him if he wanted to see what Daniel had been hiding from him, and he confessed, but also eagerly said, yes, I brought my laptop into the living room and loaded my USB and opened the image for both to see. Josh's expression fell into shock before he splattered. What the fuck is that thing? I could tell just by his reaction that both of us were thinking the same thing. This couldn't have been an art project image. There's no way that this would pass as a fine art piece, would it? I mean, sure, art can be creepy at times, but I can't imagine his teacher would appreciate such a creepy and disgusting image. I know that Daniel can be a creepy son of a bitch, but that isn't right. We got to show Lily. We both cut off one another. We paused briefly before looking at one another with confusion. Where was Lily? I realized that she hadn't come back with Daniel last night, and neither of us had seen her that morning. When I explained to Josh what I did last night, he began to worry. Lily was never this kind to sneak off and not tell anyone. I picked up my phone and began to ring her mobile. For a while there was silence. Then just for a little room we heard a faint buzzing sound. Josh got up and walked into Lily's room rather quickly. He never been onto one of the girl room and came back holding Lily's phone in his hand with a worried look on his face. Lily was gone and we have no way to get a hold of her.
But maybe she just got into a lecture and forgot her phone. I shuddered. Josh shook his head, chewing on his lip out of nerves. No. Lily doesn't have lectures on Friday, remember? She normally at least say hello to us and take her phone. We know she lives on that thing. She never stops texting her girlfriend.
What?
He was right. Lily's life revolved around her phone. So we knew there would be no way she'd leave it. Suddenly her phone lit up. Someone was calling her. We both looked at the phone and one another. Before Josh passed the phone to me, I brought it to my ear speaking.
Oh,
Hello?
God. Oh God.
On the other line, I realized it was one of the girlfriend that was calling. I recognized her husky voice. Ah, Lily, there you are. Thank God you're okay. You didn't text me all night last night, or this morning. I thought something was wrong. I cringed a little bit, realizing I had to break into her that it wasn't Lily. As I spoke, I heard her girlfriend began to be upset. She's breathing quite heavily, and I could hear her sniffling. Someone makes it when they cry. I felt so bad for her, but perhaps she could be my chance to find out anything I could about Lily.
Where is Lily? She haven't spoken to me since last night. I thought she was just playing a joke on me, but now I don't know. I look at Josh with a confused stare as he began to piece around a little bit. I put the phone on loudspeaker and asked her, why do you think Lily was playing a joke on you? Did she say anything odd? Yes, her girlfriend replied. She want me one message around 1:30 a.m. I look at Josh baffled before I ask him, what did the message say? Help me.
Oh, God. I looked at Josh with wide and open and worried eyes. Lily would never pull a prank like this on anyone, let alone her own girlfriend. What the fuck?
What the? She have a girlfriend? I think she's
so.
a lesbian.
She always told us how worried she'd be about a girl getting paranoid. So we knew she wasn't sending a message out like that unless she had a reason. I continued to speak with her girlfriend, but I was getting nowhere. So I reassured her that we know where Lily was and she'd be calling her back tonight. Her girlfriend seemed suspicious, but just agreed and put the phone down. Myself and Josh paced back and forth. We had no idea what this could mean. Why would Lily send a message like that? We continued to think for a while, and decided until we knew where Lily was going we were going to skip our lectures. We spent a long time thinking over things and began to write down the connections we could make. Afterwards, Josh read out the list so I can think him over.
First, Lily go into Daniel's room at around 10 o'clock p.m. She is locked in his room. Then we return home at 2 o'clock a.m. During that time, at around 1:30 a.m., we find out that Lily texts her girlfriend with a message saying, "Help me." You discover that neither Lily or Daniel are home yet. Daniel's door is unlocked and his laptop is still left on. You find the image and then leave. You then return to your room and heard Daniel come home, but not Lily. Lily is still not back home yet, but Daniel is. What the hell could this all mean? I thought I thought over it for a while, and then we came to a conclusion. I didn't want to make this connection, but it's the only connection I could salvage. Daniel did something to Lily. We have to confront Daniel tonight if Lily doesn't come home between now and tonight. Okay, Josh looked shocked, but he agreed Daniel would be our only chance to find out what happened to Lily.
Later that night, there were still no signs of Lily. We knew that her girlfriend would be calling soon, so we decided to turn her phone off. We didn't want to try and reassure her with false information. We waited until 6 p.m. before Daniel finally came home. He looked rather startled to see us both standing there in the living room, and he lightly placed his art folder and satchel down on the sofa. As we both stood up, Josh spoke to him, and I could tell he was trying to keep his composure. "Daniel, we'd like to talk. It's about Lily." Daniel's eyes seemed to widen ever so slightly, but nothing. I thought it was worth talking to her. He tilted his head at us, looking at confused, and asked us, "Why? Is something wrong?" I shook my head and didn't want him to think we were accusing him of anything. We would never get any answers of him if we straight up accused him like that. Dale seemed to look on a little on edge, looking away from us as he itched his wrist from a baggy gray jumper. He pushed his rather dark, black bangs out of his face as he spoke. "Then what's wrong? Is she okay? I mean, I know she left her phone here last night, so I suppose that there wouldn't be any way to get a hold of her." We didn't say anything. We weren't so sure what to say to him. We supposed to ask him if he did anything to Lily without him taking offense. And then I realized something. It took me a moment to realize before I spoke. "You just said she left her phone here last night, right? How the hell did you know that?"
I could see Josh's eye light up. He just realized the same thing I did. How on earth did Yan know she left her phone behind unless they went somewhere? And we already acknowledged the fact that Lily never leave her phone anywhere. So how on earth did he know she had left it behind? Daniel didn't answer it. He was silent for a while before he pushed past us and walked into his room, slammed the door shut. We walked over to his door, banged on it harshly before he shouted, "Leave me alone. I have coursework to do. I'm sure Lily will show up tonight. Just stop being so paranoid." We just didn't know what to do. Daniel clearly knew way more than he let on, but there had no way we were never going to get that out of him. We walked back into the living room and slumped back down. I ran a hand through my hair. What the hell was going on? I then realized that Daniel had left his bag on the sofa. He must have been too flustered to pick them up when he stormed into his room. I peered around to Daniel's door, hearing no sound of him leaving his room yet. I knew soon enough he would be coming out to get his bag. In a moment of madness, I pick up the satchel. Okay.
In a moment of madness, I picked up the satchel and emptied its contents into his coffee table. I could see Josh's eyes wide open and whispered to me frankly, "What the hell are you doing? What if he sees you?" I didn't care. I needed to know anything I could about Lily. She was a roommate, but also a best friend. I couldn't just leave this to solve itself. I pushed through the documents, came across what looked like a ticket. I crumpled it up and pushed it in my pocket. I found a zip-up document bag.
I pushed it into Josh's hands and told him to go hide it. He complied and went and hid in his room. I quickly put all the stuff back in Josh's bag. Oh, no, Josh's bag. Daniel's bag, and rested up like it looked like before. Then I got up and walked to Josh's room. I watched Daniel go back to the living room and pick up his bags before he walked into his room again. Josh grabbed the zip-up file under his pillow. As we sat down and looked onto his bed, we didn't say anything. We just read the cover file. Cheap.
It sent chill up my spine. I knew that whatever was inside would have a connection to the image I found on the computer, but what we saw was nothing we expected. It was a series of photographs. The first photo of the picture would look like a bandit room of sort. The wall were covered in an old floral wallpaper, and the floor was just damp wood. It hadn't been used in years. Then the next photo was just a picture of two plus two. And we noticed that the two were linked to history. You know, the needles and drills. It was pretty creepy, but it was the next photo that made us both drain of color. It was just a photo of Lily smiling.
We flipped through every single photo of Lily. Each one of her, she had her big toothy smile. Such a sweet smile. One of her most distinct features was her large front tooth. Just her left one. We always found it cute, but now it was no laughing matter. We noticed on the back of the photographs there were labels, and each tooth of each photo was marked. There were notes on the photos that said things like remove or replace. It said it knocked Josh sick, and I was more terrified now than ever. We knew that we couldn't confront Daniel about these photos. It wouldn't get us nowhere. We just sat in silence for a long time, staring at the photos with disbelief. Then I remembered the ticket I found and stuff in my pocket. I reached into my pocket with a shaky hand and pulled it out of the vision. It read, Group Ticket Number 2, Location Station Road, Time and Date, September 28th, 2011, 11:34 p.m.
We both looked at each other with firm grace. That was just yesterday evening. We know exactly what we had to do. We had to find where Lily was. We never saw Daniel for the rest of the evening. And Joshua became incredibly paranoid. He asked if he could sleep in my room tonight. After I thought it was a big awkward. I didn't mind. I mean, he was scared real bad. So I didn't want to leave him alone like that. When Josh was sleeping, I printed off the disturbing image of a referencing. Then I have spent most of the night planning for the next day. I have already emailed our lecturer, letting them know we weren't going to show it because we felt sick. And I checked how far away Station Road was. To my surprise, it was only an hour drive away. So I figured we could take Josh's car up to Station Road and figure out the location where Daniel and Lily has been from here.
The whole time I kept staring at the teeth.jpg image. A horrible thought crept through my mind. I didn't want to think about it, but it could have a possibility. Was the person in this picture Lily? Even every time I thought about it, I'd shake it off, telling myself I was just paranoid. But it would all add up. The timing, the photographs, it would make sense. I didn't want to believe it, and I certainly wasn't going to until we found Lily. The next morning, myself and Josh woke up around 6 a.m. We wanted to be out there at the door before Danny woke up, and we made sure to lock our own doors. We also decided to take Lily's phone with us. We didn't want to leave anything behind that would indicate that we were suspicious. We left the dorm and got into Josh's car. I had bought along a small bag full of different things, such as photographs, a flashlight, a camera, a notepad with a pen. We loaded ourselves in the car and made our way towards Station Road. We were able to pinpoint with my mobile GPS.
When we got there, we found that we were in a rather abandoned-looking area of town. This place was practically desert. All we could see was tall, crumbling building with a little empty house. We taken out the photo of the room and began to walk to each little house. We pressed our face on glass to see if we could make out a floor wallpaper. like the room in the photograph. We spent a good few hours doing nothing. We were getting pretty angry at this point. We just wanted to get really bad. Josh got angry that he walked up to one of those houses and kicking it harshly as he shouted from the top of his lungs, "Daniel, you sick bastard!" Just as he hit the wall one last time, we noticed the wall began to tear like the paper. Josh looked down at his foot and realized he had torn what looked like a piece of painted paper away from the stone wall. He began to rip away the remaining piece of paper, only to reveal what looked like an outdoor basement. The door was rusted and scratched, but we noticed what the metallic handle was clean as if it had been tampered with. Josh looked over his shoulder to me, and I gave him a nod. I quickly took a photo of the layout of the basement like things. Josh then went to the door and gave them a push, and both of our surprise, the door was simply blocked by a plank of wood, which Josh was able to push away with ease. We then pushed open the door and slowly, cautiously, who know what could be kept in there. It was awfully hidden for some reason.
If only we knew what was coming, perhaps it would save us both from throwing up. As we stepped inside, we were just met with a rancid odor. Neither of us knew what the smell was, but we know it made us both instantly sick. Josh gagged and coughed, covering his face with his shirt. I swallowed back vomit as I continued to walk. I pulled on my flashlight and shined it inside the pitch-black stone room. I continued to walk and we heard nothing. As we walked further into the room, the smell thickened. It was getting so bad that Josh threw up behind me. He quickly composed himself and stumbled back up right before we continued. As I looked around the room, my eyes met with something on the floor that made my heart race and my flashlight drop from my grasp. It was Lily's knitted sweater. It was the sweater she always wore when we went out for pizza or go bowling. It was the same gray sweater with the same little torn threads on her sleeves, where she would chew on it. I could see Josh from the corner of my eye. His eyes were just wide as mine, as all the last of the color drained from his face. I picked up the sweater slowly, holding it up in front of me when I noticed there was a huge and thick blood-soaked stain soaking all the way through the jumper. It started thick from the collar and became thinner as it went down the sweater.
I was now the one to throw up. I collapsed onto my knee, puking heavily. I didn't know what to do. I didn't even know what to think. I soon maintained myself and stood up again, holding the flashlight as I put the sweater in my bag. Through blurred, teary eye, I pressed on. I felt nothing from there. I was standing. I heard a small light switch flicker on from behind me as the red light filled a corner of the room, and then I heard him. Josh screamed louder than anything I have never heard before. My stomach was in knot as I shined my light where he was standing. He was standing over a large black table. I watched him just stand there in a complete terror, as if he was frozen. I could only imagine he was looking at, and I truly wish I left it to my imagination. I walked over to his side, and I laid my eye on the sight before me.
It was Lily. She was strapped down to the table, wearing nothing but her jeans. Her body was covered in thick layers of tape, keeping her strapped down. One of her arms dangled down from one of her sides, but the other arm was nowhere to be seen. In replacement was just a taped-up stub of stains of blood under it. I could hardly breathe. My stomach was so knotted, and my breathing so tight. All I could do was stare. I looked up at Lily's face. Her head had been forced back, and one could see that her innocent blue eyes had been violently gouged out, and in replacement was thick black wax to fill up the empty eye sockets. Her nose had been completely contorted and broken, shaped in many places, but the worst part of all was her mouth. Her jaw had been forced open.
Damn, that's messed up. Okay.
Yeah. And we could see her mouth open.
Yeah. So it was like that JPEG, whatever.
I think that was her.
Oh, that's creepy! That's giving me a goosebump. Oh my god, I'm gonna turn my light on now. Shit. Hey,
We could
okay.
also see her mouth had also been
All right,
filled with the
I
same
don't.
black wax.
All right, I don't want to see that picture. It just freaks me out. Okay.
Her teeth had been ripped out and misplaced in all different directions. I then noticed how her mouth had been stretched upright. Her cheek turned to reveal more teeth that had been pulled out from her mouth. It gave her a contorted, horrible smile. Her face was covered in streams of her own dried up blood. I stared at her hand that was holding the mouth open. It was her own. Her own hand had been stitched to the ripped cheek. The flesh was torn and falling apart under her nails. Her nails were cracked and chipped, with staples and little threads holding the hand in place. The red fluorescent light crate. Oh God,
Oh.
that is her.
Oh. Don't mention. I don't want to see that picture ever.
The red fluorescent light created horrific shadows and highlighted every grotesque feature that was now on Lily's face. Oh, and I'm gonna look at that photo.
Oh my god. I'm not even looking at it. You even had the guts to look at it and stare at it for freaking 1 minute.
Oh,
Oh, don't look at it. Ew, ah! Oh my god. You guys gonna be freak out, man.
what are you staring at it?
Nope. I never want to see that face ever again.
All right, continue.
Okay. So I slightly and numbly pull out the picture of teeth.jpg and stare at it, and then back to the real thing. They were identical. Charles brought his shaky hand over Lily's cheek before he collapsed by the side of the table. I could hear him sobbing
Horrendously.
Okay, I couldn't speak. Okay, by her side before she passed out beside me. I felt too light. I was on the brink of collapsing, but something caught my attention.
Oh. I could feel the presence of someone else coming into the room, but I already knew who it was. And I knew now that there was nothing we could do about it. I heard the door slammed shut, and the plank of wood being placed over it. I heard the sounds of footsteps. I heard the inch closer and closer until I could feel the presence behind me. I knew he was there. I knew that there was no way out. I heard the voice speak very faintly behind me. I'm sorry you had to find out this way, but it's okay. It's all for the sake of art. But that wasn't what made me collapse. I knew well enough from here that my fate was sealed, but after he finished speaking, I heard one tiny sound that made my heart both ache and my tears only streamed further down my numb cheeks. For our vision faded away from me and hands slipped away from the table. I could hear Lily choking. That was it.
Okay, that was. Oh my god, and. So, what was going on? Lily, huh?
I don't know. Daniel is a weird bro.
So it was Daniel, huh? He was in behind all these time.
Yeah. I'm gonna look at the picture again.
Oh my god, I guess I gotta show you guys too, huh? I'm gonna have to. Oh my god.
That is.
Ah! Yo, fuck! That scared me. I zoom in the picture. That scared me. Oh my god.
What do you think of that picture, Steven?
Scary. I just zoom in. It's like 1% more scary. It doesn't scare you. Like, watch. I just wake up.
It doesn't really scare me. It's just so creepy. The way it looks like.
The red light make it even worse because I have the red light on too.
The person behind you.
Ah, shit! Hey, my bat. Oh my god.
Okay, guys. We're gonna end this video off here.
Oh man.
We had our fun. Anyway.
But this story was pretty interesting, guys. It's like this guy and her like trying to figure out what happened to her best friend or something. I don't know. And then it's like, yeah, it's like, oh, it's really interesting. But yeah, it was pretty interesting. So let you guys what you think, and so comment down below what you guys think, cause the picture was hella scary and I can't withstand looking in the face. So what do you think, Super?
I think the guy's behind you.
Oh my god, the face! Okay. Anyways, enough of this. Oh, I hope you guys really enjoy this. I really enjoyed this. Do you too? So, comment down below. A comment if you want us to read creepypasta sometime regularly. If you guys really want me and get freak out but as always, stay awesome and super. And let's get here later.
Bye.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for watching this. I will see you again later. Adios.